This is First Warning Weather.
Welcome back. We look out here starting out with a Corning sky cam. We've seen quite the heat today, especially over in the Crystal City, where it currently sits at 88 degrees here throughout the area. 81 in Elmira, so a big difference as you head across parts of the southern tier. Currently 85 in Bath, a bit on the cooler side in the Finger Lakes, 78 Watkins Glen, Ithaca, 86 towards Towanda. So there's a little bit of differences here when it comes to temperatures, but for the most part remained in the 80s. High temperatures across the area varying a little bit. 70s up towards Ithaca. It was 83 today in Elmira. Much warmer as you head further south into the interior of Pennsylvania, but for the most part low 80s, high 70s was the name of the game throughout the region. We head into tonight. Not nearly as much of a cool down as yesterday. Temperatures will drop into the low 60s. You have around 60 for Spencer, 62 towards parts of Tioga County, another 62 for you in Montour Falls. Could get down to 59 in Addison tonight as skies are going to remain mostly clear. This quiet pattern continuing with us into the evening and Monday morning, but rain is on the way as we head towards parts of Monday evening. Now, high pressure still keeping us clear for the most part. Not really too much happening. Maybe just a few clouds skimmed across the region earlier this morning, but for the most part, we remain fairly calm. It'll stay this way here, at least going into tonight, where temperatures will be back in the 60s, but then bouncing up to the 80s pretty quickly tomorrow. Once again, up into the 80s by around noon. We get closer to 90 when we get towards around the afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. Good time for things to get close to 90. Some of us won't quite get there, but we can certainly expect it to feel quite warm out there. It feels like temperatures potentially reaching the 95 mark. As for the future track, you can see clouds start to re-enter the region late tonight, carrying over into the morning. More of this continuing to push through, and then you see some of these showers and storms start to move in from the west, but they're coming in later in the day, in the evening, really starting to pick up there around sunset. But then eventually some of the heavier stuff rolling through very early, I should say, into Tuesday morning before sunrise. Those start to push through, waking up to perhaps a few scattered showers for the Tuesday morning commute, but more of these will continue to push through as the day carries on. You can see from the regional scope so much moisture and energy moving in from the west that's going to allow for these showers and storms to roll through. They do expect to remain fairly spotty as they enter our area, not really going to be a widespread affair. In terms of how much rain is falling, really not too much. Once you go in from Monday, add on Tuesday, you get maybe localized about a half an inch up to 3/4 across that 2-day period. But for the most part, a good chunk of us only going to get around 1/4 of an inch of rain. As a result, humidity does remain a factor here as we continue into the week, getting quite oppressive as you go into Monday and Tuesday. But it's going to take a bit of a dive here. Dew points are going to tumble back down towards the 50s just in time for the 4th there. So good timing to see some of that humidity take a break here. Seems that the humidity also going to take a holiday weekend, at least in the short term. 85 was the forecast high. We got to 83 today. So we're back in the green, another $5 for the Charity of the Month donation from Superior Plus Propane. We head into tonight. 61 is the low temperature, cooler conditions, and mostly clear skies expected. As we go to the next 7 days, see 90 tomorrow, but we right back in the 80s Tuesday through Thursday. 80 on the dot for the 4th, and then heads toward next weekend. Looking like some more humidity, going to make things quite warm